It's race day. The NASCAR Nationwide Series is back, and we are bringing you coverage of the ToyotaCare 250 live from the Richmond International Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. Bringing you coverage of the 40-lap race here today for round number 8 of the 2014 NASCAR Nationwide Series season. Starting in the front row today is going to be the number 42, Kyle Larson, who grabbed his first career win earlier this season at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and he'll be starting next to one of our championship contenders, Regan Smith, in the number 7. We had a lot of drivers not make the show for today's race, and we'll get to that in a moment. Jumping back to row 2, we got the number 6 of Trevor Bayne, who is not in the top 5 in points, alongside is a 54 Kyle Busch, who is yet to go to victory lane this season. Then we jump back to row 3, Brian Scott, who dominated the race, the fall race here at Richmond last year, alongside our only short track race winner, Elliott Sadler, in the 11 Interstate Batteries Toyota. Down row 4, his teammate Brian Vickers making his first start this season, driving a JGR Toyota, and alongside his other teammate, Matt Kenseth, in the number 18 Racers Toyota. And rounding out the top 10 on row 5 will be Ty Dillon in the 3 and Kevin Harvick in the number 5. Now let's send you through the field and show you the rest of your starting grid. On row 6, we got Casey Kane and David Ruderman. Row 7, Brendan Gaughan and James Busser. Row 8, Chase Elliott, Parker Kligerman. Row 9, Ryan Blaney, Mike Wallace, and row 10, Jeremy Clements and Mike Bliss. Row 11, Dakota Armstrong, Blake Cook. Row 12, Kenny Wallace, Ryan Sieg. Row 13, Dylan Kwasniewski, David Starr. Row 14, Chris Busser, Cale Conley. Row 15, Ryan Preece, Ryan Reed. Row 16, David Reagan, Timmy Hill. Row 17, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Lanny Castle. Row 18, Joe Nemechek, Matt DiBenedetto. Row 19, Tanner Berryhill and Tommy Joe Martins. Row 20, Jamie Dick and Joey Gase. And rounding out the field on row 21, the number 10 of Kevin LePage and the number 24 of Ryan Ellis. Now let's see if we can show it, tell you the drivers who did not make the field. They were Mike Harmon, Dexter Stacy, Carl Long, Tyler Young, Derek Cope, Willie Allen, Josh Weiss, Martin Roy, and J.J. Yelly. Those are the drivers who did not make the field for today's race at Richmond. This weekend, 2 series are here, the NASCAR Nationwide Series along with the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Both are racing at the night, and how will these drivers fare here on our second short track race of the season? 42 cars are lined up on pit road, getting set to go green. We're about to get the green flag, but first let's send it down track side so we can get those famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the pace car will lead the field onto the racetrack so they can complete their pace laps. Kyle Larson, Regan Smith, your front row. We will take you back to the green flag when we come back. Okay, we're about to go green this time by with Kyle Larson and Regan Smith, your front row. Larson's second pole of the season, as he was the quickest guy in qualifying last night. Alongside Regan Smith, Trevor Bayne, Kyle Busch, and Brian Scott, 2 of the top 5 Cup regulars, Larson and Busch. Elliott Sadler, your points leader, will start 6th as we're about to get the green flag. Actually going to be going green this time by. And it looks like we've just gotten with us. One driver is having an issue. Trying to find who that is, and it is right there. Is that the 52? The 67, Tommy Joe Martins? No, it's the 52 of Joey Gase, as he looks like he has blown an engine, and so has the 39 of Ryan Sieg. So we already got 2 cars smoking, and Gase is trying to get on the inside, but there's Jamie Dick and Kevin LePage, so. And there's Ryan Sieg. You should be able to get back to pit road, but looks like those 2 cars are done. That's why they waved off the green flag, but we're going to be going green this time by. There's Ryan Sieg actually on the back system. Looks like Joey Gase will be able to get on the inside lane, as Kyle Larson and Regan Smith will lead us to the green flag. And Kyle Busch, he got a really good jump. He's going to jump right to the inside of the 7 of Regan Smith for second place as he got real loose right there. Has to get out the gas. Allows Smith and Sadler to gain a spot. And this Ryan Siege has made it to pit road. Kyle Busch will drop to 4th and Trevor Bayne will now drop to 5th place. After lap 1 and Larson trying to pull away in the 42 car. Elliott Sadler 3rd. He is your points leader. A 1-point lead on Chris Buescher in the standings. Trying to find the 52 of Joey Gase. See it was somewhere. But now we saw Ron Sieg on pit road, and there is the 20 of Joey Gase. He has took his car behind the wall, so the 52 and the 39 are perhaps done for the day. We got a battle for the lead. Regan Smith on the inside of Kyle Larson for the lead. We just got a word that the 77 of Parker Kligerman also issues on the 77. So 3 cars, that's 3 cars in the garage. The 39 is, we just got word that he has a valve issue, so the 39 done for the day. And Joey Gase and Parker Kligerman also not going to be able to start the race. As your new leader Regan Smith took the lead away from Kyle Larson. They have a little gap on 3rd place Elliott Sadler. Kyle Busch gets a little loose right there. 4th place from Trevor Bayne 5th. Ron Scott, Ryan Vickers, Casey Kane, Ryan Blaney, and now Chase Elliott make up your top 10. Ty Dillon, Brendan Gaughan, Matt Kenseth down to 13th. And here's like a Blake Cook trying to get around. Homer Series Cup champion Matt Kenseth. 15th right now, worked his way up, is Dylan Kwasniewski. He's gained 10 spots. David Rittelman, Cale Conley. The guy dropping back is Kevin Harvick in the 5 car. Kenny Wallace, Mike Bliss, Clements, Armstrong, Chris Buescher. There's James Buescher, Ryan Reed, David Reagan. To the racing back here, we got Jamie Day, Kevin LePage, and Jeffrey Earnhardt. They were 3 wide coming out of turn 4. They gotten it down to 2 wide. But we still got about to lead. Kyle Larson let Smith lead, but now Regan trying to. Looks like he's not really able to pull away from Larson in that 42 car. He's pretty much stayed right behind the 7 car and ain't letting them go. And the top 3 are running identical lap times, all in the 27.75s and 27.70s. And oh, Kevin LePage almost got turned by that 23 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. She's jumping all the way back down to 38th in that 23 car. Matt DiBenedetto, these guys all made the race. Earnhardt has to drop back from his starting spot. Landon Castle's back here. Timmy Hill, Kevin LePage, Tommy Joe Martins, making his first career start in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Got that 67 car in the field. His teammate, Willie Allen, was not able to make the field. And oh, Jeffrey Earnhardt almost got turned with the 37 of Matt DiBenedetto. He keeps it straight, and he is able to save that car. And Kyle Larson looks like he's going to take the lead back away from the 7 of Regan Smith. "11 laps have now been completed. Kyle Larson and Regan Smith have been swapping the lead back and forth. Elliott Sadler and Kyle Busch, 2 JGR cars, are in 3rd and 4th, and Trevor Bayne, the only Ford inside the top 5. Ryan Blaney, this guy has really been working his way up through the field. He's now up in 7th place. He started around 17th place, so he's really working his way up. Casey Kane now up inside the top 10. Brian Vickers is back to 9th, and Chase Elliott making his first career start in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. He is now 10th. And we got 1 car coming to pit road, the 10 of Kevin LePage. We got 1 car smoking, the 23 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Earnhardt is off pace. He's right on the apron as a lot of things have been going on lately. As you see, a lot of smoke is now on the track. Now Smith still on the back bumper of the 42 of Kyle Larson. Larson looking for a second win of the 2014 NASCAR Nationwide Series season. And doing pretty well in the NASCAR Spring Cup Series, running for Rookie of the Year. Here's Matt DiBenedetto in the 37, running 36, trying to stay on the lead lap. Landon Castle is one lap down, so is Jeffrey Earnhardt, who has blown an engine. Kevin LePage is now 3 laps down. Ryan Sieg is out with a valve issue, and Joey Gase and Parker Kligerman were not able to start their cars, and they are also done for the day. Tough break for Parker Kligerman. He'll be making his Cup Series 2014 debut tomorrow in the NASCAR Spring Cup Series race. And we got Trevor Bayne, Brian Scott. Something's happening back here. Trying to find out what happened. There's the 54, Kyle Busch. He is off pace, so he must have backed it around off turn 4. Back to 8th now. Actually, now he's outside the top 20. Pace car is out though, and it'll be catching up to our leaders. Kyle Larson, Regan Smith, and Elliott Sadler are your top 3. Trevor Bayne and Brian Scott your top 5. Ryan Blaney, Casey Kane, Brian Vickers, Chase Elliott, and Brendan Gaughan make up your top 10. We're gonna go back and see what happened to the 23 of Jeffrey Earnhardt, as just saw a lot of cars up here just get out of order. We're gonna go back to Jeffrey Earnhardt and see what happened to the 23. We know an engine blew on that 23 car. Also, we gotta see what happened to the 10 car of Kevin LePage. These guys all were really racing hard. Here's Landon Castle and Kevin LePage. This is what's going to send them one lap down. LePage and Castle's pretty much hooking in turn 1 and 2. They both go on the apron, or near the apron, and they both going to hit the wall. And looks like this might be where Earnhardt will get involved, or... Oh, let's see what happened to the 23. Oh, yeah, right there, the engine just blows, and that's what happened to the 23 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Now the 54, Kyle Busch. Something happens to the 54. Right here, you're going to get turned right there by the 6 of Trevor Bayne. Luckily, nobody did hit the 54, so that saved his race car and saved a lot more. As no drivers took the opportunity to come down pit road, so we will be going back green, and we have now passed the halfway point in this race. The NASCAR Squad Series will be heading to the Talladega Super Speedway in 1 week. So is the NASCAR Spring Cup Series, then it's on the Iowa Speedway for the nationwide regulars. It'll be a standalone race. And then it'll be Charlotte at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Those are the 3 upcoming races on the schedule for the NNS. Let's give you a top 10 rundown. It is going to be Kyle Larson, Regan Smith, Elliott Sadler, Trevor Bayne, and Brian Scott, your top 5. Ryan Blaney, Casey Kane, Kyle Busch is back to 8. Brian Vickers and Chase Elliott, your top 10. Brendan Gaughan, Matt Kenseth, Kenny Wallace, Blake Cook, and Mike Bliss, Dylan Kwasniewski, Chris Buescher, Kel Conley, Kevin Harvick, and Ty Dillon are your top 20. Landon Castle's 1 lap down, and Kevin LePage is 3 laps down. As we're going to find him come back out, and a great jump there for the 7 of Smith, and Sadler's going to make it 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide, Elliott Sadler, who won his first race of the season at the first short track race, Bristol. He led all laps in that race, and he's up here trying to get to the way from our 2 leaders. Larson has to give, and Smith is going to drop in behind the 11. New leader, number 11 of Elliott Sadler. He takes the lead. A 1-point lead in the standings for Sadler on Chris Buescher. And that allowed Trevor Bayne to get up now here in 4th place. And Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch is now in the line for the top 5. And we got a crash again and a lot of front-end damage on the 28 of Mike Wallace. Oh, Sadler, Regan Smith, and Larson. They run into the back of the 67 of Tommy Joe Martins. And a lot of front end damage and rear end damage on the 11 of Elliott Sadler. And then we got the 43 Dakota Armstrong. He's crashed turn 3 and 4. So what has happened? Oh, look at all the front end damage on the 7 of Regan Smith. Sadler looks like he'll be staying out, but Regan Smith is coming down pit road. He has the worst amount of damage. Larson Bain will be staying on the track. I'll see damage on the front end, and Brendan gone. Kenny Wallace involved. Ryan Reed, Joe Nemechek, Mike Wallace. Looks like Mike Bliss has an issue. Let's go back and see what brought out the second caution of the day. David Ritterman looks like was involved, and a lot of guys were. Brian Vickers in the 20 car. Looks like it's gonna have something to do with the slower 4 car, Lenny Castle. See Brian Scott trying to get by, coming out turn 4. It looks like Scott's gonna hook the left rear corner panel of the 4 car, sends him down into Chase Elliott. The 4 goes around. There's Brendan Gaughan getting his damage. Brian Vickers in the 20 car gets his damage. Kenny Wallace piles in. Mike Bliss piles in. Blake Cook. And Ritterman, Conley, Mike Wallace, Reed, Nemechek. Saw the 99 James Busser take a really offensive move to get by them, by these cars. But then I want to go back to what happened with Tommy John Martin's Regan Smith. Riding on board with the 11 Sadler, and see these guys are trying to get slowed down. Elliott's gonna almost spin out. I don't know if the 42 got a lot of damage, or 6 I don't believe got that much, well, as he just ran into the back of 7. But the 7 and the 11 have certainly got the worst amount of damage of the leaders. And Regan Smith has took his car on the pit road. We can tell that Lenny Castle is out of the race. He's in the garage. So is Ryan Ellis, Brian Vickers, Mike Wallace, Regan Smith, and Kenny Wallace. So very unfortunate for the number 7 of Regan Smith. He was 5th in points, 29 points behind. We're going to have 12 laps remaining when we take the green flag. We're not going green this time, actually. So we're going to have 11 to go. It'll be Elliott Sadler, Kyle Larson, Trevor Bain, Kyle Busch, and Ryan Blaney. Casey Kane, Chase Elliott, Brian Scott, Matt Kenseth, and Mike Bliss. Blake Cook, Chris Buescher, Cale Conley, Dylan Kwasniewski, Todd Dillon, Kevin Harvick, James Buescher, David Ritterman, Dakota Armstrong, and David Starr. David Reagan, Tanner Berryhill, Jeremy Clements, Jamie Dick, and Ryan Preece, your top 25. How much damage does the 11 car has, and will that affect his his leading car, I should say, as he pulls away on that restart. And here comes Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney to the inside of Trevor Bain. Larson to the inside, and he looks like will be able to pull away from the 11 Sadler. Kyle Busch will move up into 2nd. Ryan Blaney falling behind. He'll now move up into 3rd place. Casey Kane now looks like he's going to be moving up into 4th, and Chase Elliott into the top 5. The guy making his debut. How about Mike Bliss is up here? We saw him spinning around. Back here, 3 wide. Timmy Hill, Kevin LePage, there's Nemechek. He doesn't have a hood. And Larson is pulling away from the 54 at Busch. Blaney 3rd, Kane and Elliott, your top 5. All 3 Junior Motorsports cars, or 3 out of the 4 Junior Motorsports cars, has been fast this weekend. We haven't really seen that much speed out of the 5 car, Kevin Harvick, all weekend long. And there goes Ryan Blaney and Casey Kane going by the 54 of Kyle Busch. And Mike Bliss running 7th in that G-Oil Toyota for TriStar. Trevor Bain, he drifted back to 9th. And now Cale Conley cracking the top 10. And you see the damage on the 11 of Sadler. Looks like he'll lose a spot to the unsponsored 44 Blake Cook, so 2 TriStar Motorsports cars running very well, the 19 and the 44. There goes Kwasniewski by the 11. Harvick's now up to 14th. There's James Busser and Chris Busser second in points. Been struggling all weekend long with his setup. Kyle Busch is back in now 5th, and here comes battle for 3rd place, Casey Kane and Chase Elliott. And Ryan Blaney is closing the gap very quickly on the 42 of Kyle Larson. He'll have 5 more laps to try to get the win from the 42. The slowest car right now is Kevin LePage, and he's just now coming off turn 2, so we should not get to any lap traffic. The day started out very weird. I mean, this race started out very, just really strange. I mean, we had 3 cars blowing up. We had Ryan Sieg blow up, Joey Gates blow up on the pace lap, and Parker Kligerman was not even able to start his car. So those 3 dropped out. Jeffrey Earnhardt blew his engine. But it turned out to be a clutch issue. Then Landon Castle, Ryan Ellis, Brian Vickers, Mike Wallace, Kenny Wallace, Regan Smith are all behind the wall. Kevin LePage 3 laps down, 2 seconds slower than the 42 of Larson. I don't believe Larson will be catching LePage. Ryan Blaney was about 100th faster than the 42 last time by. Elliott's 3rd. Kyle Busch now trying to pick his way back through and try to get a podium finish. Casey Kane, Mike Bliss, Trevor Bayne, Matt Kenseth, and Cale Conley are top 10. Blake Cook, Dylan Kwasniewski, Kevin Harvick, Dakota Armstrong, and these guys are really battling hard for 15th. Rittelman, Ty Dillon, Sadler, Chris Busser, James Busser, Jamie Dick. The 11 is holding him up. The 11 is probably the slowest car. Then the 10 of LePage. I want to say that Sadler's driving by the 12 Rittelman. And they will come out of turn 4, and they are now going to see the white flag, as they already have seen the white flag. And this race will end right here. Kyle Larson started on the pole. He earned his first career win early this season at Las Vegas by defeating his teammate Justin Allgaier. And he'll come out of turn 4 from the pole. Kyle Larson will take the checker flag here at Richmond. Coming home second will be Ryan Blaney, another career best for this season for the 22 Ryan Blaney. Finishing 3rd will be Chase Elliott, 4th Kyle Busch, and running up the top 5 will be Ryan Scott. Casey Kane 6th, and a really good run from Mike Bliss, 7th place. Trevor Bayne 8th. Matt Kenseth and Cale Conley will be your top 10. Blake Cook getting a great finish, 11th place. To Dylan Kwasniewski, Kevin Harvick, Chris Busser, and Dakota Armstrong. So Kyle Larson will probably be our points leader heading off into Talladega, but remember, Larson not running full time. This 42 car is not even going to run full time. And here is a look at your official results. The ToyotaCare 250 won by Kyle Larson. He will be also running in tomorrow's race as well. This was a 42 car field, but remember, Parker Kligerman, Joey Gates not able to complete the lap, but they will get credit of starting the race. So that is all here for Richmond for the Nationwide Series. Remember, tomorrow the NASCAR Spring Up Series will be on track, going after the win. The Toyota Owners 400. Next week, the Talladega Super Speedway is the next stop on the nationwide schedule, so we'll see you there. Congrats to Kyle Larson on winning his 2nd career race in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. We'll see you next week at Talladega.